When you think of leaning towers, the Leaning Tower of Pisa undoubtedly springs to mind. However, Italy is home to several tilting towers, each with its own fascinating history. Let's dive into the stories behind these architectural marvels, laced with quirks, engineering conundrums. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, an iconic tilt. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, perhaps the most famous of all, was never meant to lean. Construction began in 1173, and by the time they reached the third story in 1178, the unstable soil had started to shift, causing the tilt. The tower's inclination became a prominent feature, and by the 14th century, it leaned at a noticeable angle. Over centuries, efforts to correct the lean included adding more weight to the opposite side and using lead counterweights, which, surprisingly, didn't help much. The tilt was primarily due to the tower being built on soft ground composed of clay, fine sand, and shells, which couldn't support its weight. Despite numerous attempts to stabilize it, including soil extraction and counterweighting, the lean persisted, turning the tower into a unique architectural phenomenon and a subject of endless fascination. A marvel of resilience. Despite fears that it would collapse, extensive stabilization work between 1990 and 2001 reduced the tilt from 5.5 degrees to about 3.97 degrees. The Leaning Tower is now monitored closely, and while it still leans, it stands as a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The stabilization involved a combination of techniques, such as soil extraction and the installation of underground cables. This massive engineering effort required the collaboration of experts from around the world and was overseen by an international committee. The success of these measures has not only preserved the tower, but also allowed it to continue to attract millions of visitors each year, solidifying its status as a beloved global landmark and a symbol of resilience. Beyond Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Bologna. Pisa isn't the only city in Italy with leaning towers. Bologna boasts two famous tilting towers, Asinelli and Garrisenda. Both towers began tilting soon after construction due to similar soil issues. Garrisenda, in particular, has a dramatic tilt, making it appear as though it might topple at any moment. The Asinelli Tower, the taller of the two, stands at 97 meters and leans slightly, while the Garrisenda Tower, at 48 meters, has a more pronounced lean. These towers were part of a competitive display of wealth and power among Bologna's noble families in the 12th and 13th centuries. The soil instability that caused their tilt is similar to that of Pisa, involving layers of clay and sand that shifted under the tower's immense weight. Despite their precarious angles, both towers remain standing today, offering a glimpse into Bologna's rich medieval history. A medieval trend. One might wonder if leaning towers were a medieval architectural trend. The truth is, most of these towers leaned unintentionally. The unstable soils of the region played havoc with the heavy stone constructions. However, some scholars humorously argue that medieval architects might have had a quirky sense of style, though this theory is largely dismissed by experts. The phenomenon of leaning towers can be attributed to the lack of advanced engineering knowledge at the time. Builders often underestimated the complexity of constructing tall structures on soft ground. The frequent occurrence of leaning towers across Italy suggests that soil composition and construction techniques were recurring issues. These architectural quirks, while unintentional, have added a unique charm and historical intrigue to the Italian landscape, turning potential disasters into enduring symbols of the past. Towers as status symbols. In medieval Italy, tall towers were status symbols, and cities competed to build the tallest and grandest structures. This competition sometimes led to hasty construction on less than ideal ground, resulting in the unintentional tilts we see today. The leaning towers became unintended, yet iconic, landmarks. Wealthy families and powerful factions commissioned these towers to showcase their influence and prestige. The race to build higher and more impressive structures often overlooked the practicalities of stable foundations. As a result, many towers began to lean shortly after construction. Despite the initial embarrassment, these leaning towers became enduring symbols of the city's historical significance and architectural ambition. They now serve as reminders of the medieval quest for status and the challenges of early engineering. Engineering feats and failures. The attempts to correct the leans are stories in themselves. From Mussolini's failed attempt to straighten the Tower of Pisa by pouring concrete into its base, to modern engineering feats involving soil extraction and counterweights, the efforts are as fascinating as they are complex. These interventions highlight both the challenges and triumphs of civil engineering. Mussolini's intervention in the 1930s aimed to align the tower with the fascist image of strength and stability, but instead exacerbated the problem. In contrast, modern efforts have employed sophisticated techniques, such as anchor cables and soil extraction, to gradually reduce the tilt. The continuous monitoring and adjustments made over the years demonstrate the evolving understanding of geotechnical engineering. These stories of trial and error underscore the delicate balance between preserving historical integrity and ensuring structural safety, making the Leaning Tower of Pisa a living laboratory of engineering marvels. Cultural significance. These leaning towers are more than just architectural oddities. They are cultural icons. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, for example, has inspired countless works of art and literature and is a staple in popular culture. Its image is instantly recognizable, symbolizing both human error and the resilience to preserve such wonders. The tower's unique tilt has been featured in movies, books, and even cartoons, cementing its place in the global cultural consciousness. Artists and writers have drawn inspiration from its peculiar angle, using it as a metaphor for resilience, perseverance, and the human capacity to adapt to imperfections. The Leaning Tower of Pisa's cultural impact extends beyond its physical presence, influencing artistic expressions and becoming a symbol of Italian heritage. Its continued allure lies in its ability to captivate the imagination and evoke a sense of wonder and curiosity about the past. The tilt that attracts. Tourists flock to these towers, not despite their tilts, but because of them. The unique angles offer perfect photo opportunities, with visitors often posing as if holding up or pushing over the towers. This playful interaction adds to the tower's charm and allure, making them must-visit landmarks. The Leaning Tower of Pisa attracts millions of tourists annually, contributing significantly to the local economy. Its distinctive lean provides a unique backdrop for creative and humorous photos, making it a favorite spot for social media posts. The interactive nature of the tourist experience, combined with the historical significance of the tower, creates a memorable visit for travelers from around the world. The Leaning Tower's ability to blend historical intrigue with modern-day fun has solidified their status as iconic tourist destinations, drawing crowds eager to witness and engage with these architectural curiosities. The science of the lean. Understanding why these towers lean involves a mix of geology and physics. The soil composition, water table, and weight distribution all play crucial roles. For the Leaning Tower of Pisa, ongoing monitoring and minor adjustments continue to ensure its stability, making it a marvel of both medieval construction and modern engineering. The tower's lean is primarily due to the alluvial soil, which consists of sand, clay, and shells that compress unevenly under the structure's weight. Engineers use various methods, such as soil extraction and counterweights, to manage the tilt and prevent further movement. The continuous study of the tower's behavior provides valuable insights into geotechnical engineering and historical preservation. The combination of scientific principles and historical context makes the Leaning Tower of Pisa an exceptional case study in balancing preservation with safety, highlighting the intricate relationship between natural forces and human intervention. And that's the story behind Italy's incredible leaning towers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss any future adventures. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering.